What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another figure unboxing for you. This one's very special because it is none other than Niren's first 1/6 scale anime figure. That's right, we're diving deep into Attack on Titan. If you guys are anime fans or fans of Attack on Titan, this is the Levi Ackerman figure, which is one of my all-time favorite characters in any kind of anime. This figure is making its rounds right now, has been extremely sought after. I believe it's sold out just about everywhere, but I was fortunate enough to pre-order this a long time ago at 1/6 Kit. Shout out to them. Again, this is Niren Studios' first attempt at a 1/6 scale figure. They're actually known as a resin statue company. I have been on my wish list a 1/6 scale Satoru Gojo Niren Studios resin statue that I've actually wanted for quite some time now. This is their very first Levi Ackerman 1/6 scale figure. The box itself is pretty simple. The back of the box, it says Titan 001 and then 1/6 scale collectible figure. That's it. Okay, so now to our top-down shot. We have the box like I already mentioned, Levi Ackerman. Let's go ahead and get right into it. One of the things to also note, it probably is a little hard to see on camera, but you can see the little B icon. That's because this is the deluxe figure. Now, there was two different versions of this figure. I believe an A and a B, B for the deluxe. You will see also a little bit of a QC error, even though 1/6 Kit boxed this perfectly. I mean, it was double boxed. It had the little corner edges, the plastic protectors, it was bubble wrapped. This box, its actual self is concaved and it's a little bit folded. So a little unfortunate, especially for box collectors, people that appreciate the box. I'm not too worried about it because again, a box is a box. I just hope that the figure is perfectly in good condition underneath. Now, this is a genuine first time that I'm gonna see this figure live. So here is my honest reaction. And it's a little underwhelming. We have the instruction for the ODM gear. It's actually the very first thing that you see. This figure also has movable eyes, which is really, really cool to see. Again, the price point for this figure was $46 down, I believe. That was the deposit that I made. And then $180 basically shipped. So I think altogether about $226. Not a bad deal considering that you have lots of different accessories, you have movable eyes. Let's check out the figure and the quality. Okay, so this is how it arrives. And there is the Levi figure and his face is already off. Also, it looks like there's some black rubbing on the face. So we will contend with that and see what maybe happened. I'm gonna guess that it's probably from this paper and hopefully that will come off. If not, a little concerning. Yep, as you guys can see right here, you have the figure with a little bit of paint rub. It looks like it's exactly from the instruction manual. Don't know why it was placed like that, but that is very unfortunate because I can tell you right now, the sculpt, the actual figure, the eyes, the detail of the hair, this is actually looking really cool, but extremely unfortunate to see that right on the face sculpt. And this is the normal face sculpt. Right now, what's behind here is going to be your, I believe, battle damaged face sculpt. And I can't remember the second one, so we'll get right into that. Also, his ankle is a little wonky. The jacket, everything looks a little wonky. So coming out of the box, not the greatest start to the figure. Let's go ahead and kind of shape him. Yeah, so like the jacket itself, just a couple of details to kind of point out. So you can see like the jacket flap is a little up. That's pretty annoying. This particular jacket is a little bit wrinkled per se. You do have the detail, which is nice there. The figure's heft feels nice. I really hate to do this, but I'm gonna put the magnetic face on him, even though it is a little scuffed. And oh wow. So even though this is like a magnetic face hold, like face sculpt piece, I can pretty much blow on the face sculpt and it will fall off the figure. So that is pretty alarming to see. I mean, if you don't touch it, you might be okay. Like that would look cool again without the black scuffs on the face sculpt. So far, I'm just looking for other QC errors or anything that is of issue. Right now, I'm not seeing anything right from the start. I'm gonna remove that face sculpt because I just do not trust this magnetic system. Okay, so you can see the jacket here. Again, that all looks pretty good to me. You have his boots. The boots actually look pretty cool. I like how They kind of look like one piece, but you do have some ankle pivot, which is nice. It looks like it only pivots one direction because of the way those are molded. Yep, doesn't really go side to side, but it does go up and down. The hand detail actually looks pretty good. Don't know if that's going to come through on the camera. It should though. So these hands look good. It looks like he comes with 3 sets of hands, and then of course the ODM gear. So let's check out the other head sculpts and see if we didn't fare a little bit better on those. I really hope so. Okay, so this is like an annoyed head sculpt, and this one does look much nicer. There is no rub. Keep in mind, these are all movable eyes, which is really awesome added factor. I think I just realized what the issue is with that head sculpt, and I will point this out. This one actually has a magnet piece right here. It looks like this figure's face sculpt, it's missing the magnet. So the main relaxed figure, completely missing the magnet. Maybe it's fallen in the packaging. I will go ahead and look for that. But yeah, let's go ahead and move his eyes because his eyes do look a little wonky. All right, again, that's him looking off to the side. I think maybe the other way. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Hopefully that's coming through on camera pretty well for you guys. Let's try that once more because this one actually has the magnet piece. And yep, the magnet piece goes right into play. The magnet is really strong. Oh, you know what? This looks like there's 2 magnets on here. This looks like, yeah, this is a second magnet. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what I think happened on the original face sculpt is the magnet came out unglued, possibly. Wow, that's funny. Okay, so let's rewind and maybe we'll start with this figure's face sculpt right here, and this one looking off to the side. Levi looking just absolutely annoyed with Aaron or Armin, one of the two. Okay, this is looking pretty awesome. Yeah, much better. Now, some of the gripes that I can already pinpoint is it does seem to have different coloring on the neck. Hopefully that shows up a little bit for you guys. The neck coloring looks a little bit different than how the face sculpt, the coloring on the face sculpt. I will say, as you get into the actual really close details on this face sculpt, I'm really starting to notice there is very good detail on the face sculpt. And yeah, that looks pretty awesome to me. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, because that was a rough start for both of us, and I want to get through this figure unboxing. Now, with this being the B version, like I mentioned earlier in the video, that's because it is the deluxe, and that must be this head sculpt. I have high hopes for the next head sculpt, and you'll see exactly why here in 1 second. Now, this is what I am talking about. Check out the bloodied head sculpt. This was after Levi took on the Beast Titan. If you guys know the scene that I'm referencing, I'll drop just a really quick clip of it. But this is what kind of sold me on the figure. I love this look. It just looks so absolutely metal to me. One of the coolest anime scenes of all time, in my opinion. But again, this is what really sold me on the figure. So that is awesome to see that this head sculpt is looking really fantastic on the figure. The detail, the blood splatter, yeah. Looks awesome. Very cool. Okay, now let's take a look at some of the accessories real quick. We'll go ahead and bust those out and get right into some posing. Okay, so here is some of the ODM gear. You can see this is kind of like the pieces that they break with, and then they shoot out the swords. And then I believe these will hook up to his legs, and we'll get this all set up too. But it looks really cool. The detail on these is actually looking pretty awesome. Looks like it's kind of gunmetal, and it's been kind of dry brushed away. Looks really neat. Good detail on it. All right, taking a look at one of the hands. The hands do look pretty good to me. Not bad. You can see kind of the wrinkles and some of the tendons. So he comes with 2 kind of grippy palms, and then these are a little bit more open hand. So kind of looking cool. And then what the figure actually came with, these should be holding the actual swords that they use to cut down titans. Very cool. All right, let's see what else he comes with. All right, we have some other cool goodies inside of here. So the first thing that I'm noticing is going to be his Scout Regiment jacket. This will complete the look for Levi. Again, you have the logo, the insignia. This is actually looking pretty cool. Looks like it just clamps just like that. So very cool. Again, this kind of sets it off, especially with the colors. You guys can see with the orange and everything. That's gonna look neat. All right, we'll have to get into what these are. Again, with these pieces. The base, this is what I was a little worried about. I was hoping that we would get some sort of cool base to display him with. I would say this is pretty much a letdown. They really skimped out. It's got one of these like little crotch grabbers. So yeah, that's not great. Come on, Niren Studios, we can do better than this. That's pretty unfortunate. They didn't actually show the pictures of the base online. They only showed really cool dioramas. So my hopes were up, and I have to say this is an immediate letdown. Okay, now one major thing that I'm a little worried about is I don't see his swords. Does he not come with swords? Are they built into the ODM gear? I hope so, unless I'm missing it. These are all wired together, by the way. So he's got his tanks right here. So I've got to kind of keep these pieces together. It does look like there are some blades. The sheaths are inside of here, but not sure if they come out. Oh, there we go. Okay. Ooh, okay. I think they use die-cast metal. Yeah, these are, holy shit. These are so sharp. Hopefully these are coming through. Wow. These could probably cut down a Titan if there was a Titan in my studio right now. Wow. These are actually super sharp. Be careful. So that's cool. They are actually inside of their bladed, like how they come out. And you can see here, they've got 4 blades for each canister. So that is awesome. Again, the ODM gear that's going to strap to the back of his figure. And we're going to go ahead and read the instructions because this all feels pretty delicate to me, but the detail looks really neat, and we'll strap them in. It looks like these are probably hooks that help strap that all together, and then we'll go from there. Let's get this guy posed up, and then I'll show you guys exactly what he looks like when he's done. Okay, so we've got the figure posed up now. Let's go ahead and set this guy off, and I feel like there are some definite good things to say about this figure, but I also think that they kind of missed their mark. Let's go ahead and go through some of this B-roll and look at the posing and just what you can do with this figure. Overall, I think right now I'm pretty excited about it. Let's go ahead and get through this. So I thought this was really cool because I posed him up on Black Adam's crumbling throne piece. Here you can see Levi looking off into the distance. It does look cool to me there. Again, some of the detail on the hair and just the overall figure, I do see that they definitely are a very skilled resin studio. So again, this is their first attempt at a 1/6 scale anime figure. So they are definitely in the right direction. The head sculpt looks honestly really good to me, especially right here with the right lighting, the right conditions. Let me work on posing this just a little bit differently. So here, to me, the likeness to Levi is actually captured pretty well by Niren Studios. I'm going to see if I can show you guys exactly what I see as far as the close-up detail, some of the wrinkles that anime characters have on screen. I'll go ahead and show you guys those details right now. Again, you can definitely see the eyes, the movable eyes is a nice touch. Let me swap out for another head sculpt so you guys can see that a little bit better. I do like the magnet system. It's unfortunate that the first head sculpt had a little bit of a crash, but this is the head sculpt that I would be actually posing him with in my collection. This is the one that I really needed to work. And I think that looks pretty awesome. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this head sculpt. I think it looks phenomenal. There's a little bit of shine on the blood, a little reflection. There's a darker blood, like a dried up blood. But yeah, this looks freaking awesome. The colors pop. The paint app details on the face. Again, you can make a gripe for the neck actually being a little bit different color than the actual head sculpt itself. But this looks fantastic in my opinion. And here's just another pose. Again, after changing out the hands, I really wish this figure came with just a fist. I don't know why it didn't come with a pair of fists, but yeah, a little unfortunate. He only comes with the 3 sets of hands. 2 of the hands look very similar because they look like they're gripping hands. This is kind of like the palm open hand. I do love that head sculpt on this figure, so that is cool. Let's get him into the ODM gear, get his cloak on, and pose him up with it. Okay, so there is a wire in the cloak that he comes with, so that is kind of nice. It is a thin wire, so it doesn't hold the best, but I did pose it up just a little bit. You can kind of see here the colors and the contrast. This makes the figure look really cool. The wire that's in the cloak, it actually goes all the way through up to the hood, so that is nice. So I think if I pose this figure pretty dynamically with the ODM gear, that's going to look really cool, especially on camera. So we'll get that pose next. But again, I wanted to show just the other head sculpt along with the cloak just on his body without the gear. Okay, so this might be the only pose that I do with the ODM gear. It's been a little bit of time. I can't stress that the ODM gear, I knew it was probably going to be a hassle after seeing the head sculpts. And again, this is their first attempt at a figure, but I have to say I've already got broken parts. I unfortunately had to bust out the super glue because one of the pieces already snapped on the back of the figure. Just really delicate pieces all together. So that's extremely unfortunate. I will go ahead and run through just kind of how it looks. I feel like once I got it all put together, it does look cool. But for me, it's a giant miss on their part, I believe, because it's just too much of a hassle. And for what you get, I just don't see the value in dealing with the ODM gear and already having pieces broken, already having the face sculpts. So here I actually have the ODM gear being supported by the base. I have to say the Black Adam base looks really cool with this. The rubble kind of looks like the wall. Could either be the wall from Rose, or I forget the original wall that broke. I think it's Wall Maria. Remember that right? It's been a while since I've watched Attack on Titan. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. And that head sculpt with the die-cast knives, like the die-cast swords, that looks pretty cool, honestly. Let me go ahead and give you guys a couple thoughts and we'll wrap up this video. What is your guys' verdict? I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys my honest review of the Niren Studios 1/6 scale Levi Ackerman. Although I can see some amazing detail, there is some actual promise to this figure. The ODM gear was poorly executed. I already have broken parts, which is extremely unfortunate. You guys saw when I unboxed it, the instruction manual was already laid across the figure. The magnet had came out of one of the face sculpts. I had some paper paint bleed on the original, like the normal face sculpt, so I wasn't able to actually display that. Again, this thing was kind of a hassle just to pose it up for you guys how I have right now. So overall, to me, I think this is probably not worth the $226 that I paid to have it shipped to me. Levi Ackerman and Attack on Titan is still one of my all-time favorite animes. So I was hoping that this would have been a figure that could live in my collection and represent that for me. But I think this one's going to absolutely be a miss. If you are fortunate to actually grab yourself this figure and you don't have the same QC errors that I had, please go ahead and drop those comments down below. As always, remember, stop thinking, start doing, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Yeah, it's just not it.